Welcome to Turkish Series TV. Today we bring you the most outstanding new Turkish series, all available with English subtitles and fully verified. It was an intense period for Turkish drama. Audience phenomena that no one anticipated arrived, epic historical productions, platform miniseries with formats never seen before, and dramas that broke the mold both in theme and production. We go from number 7 to number 1, and the first on the list is the one that made the most noise around the world. But before we start the video, it would help me greatly if you took a moment to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your kind support. Number 7. Dialect. Have you ever watched a series where the main character has nothing to lose but also nothing to fight for, and then everything changes in a single night? Dialect starts exactly like that. Dialect is a mother of 2 who works as an unlicensed taxi driver to survive. When the police confiscate her car, what seemed like the worst day of her life becomes the beginning of something much more complicated. A mysterious passenger offers her a job as a driver, and that job drags her into a dangerous world she'll find very hard to escape. The proposal seems simple, but the series understands that real danger doesn't arrive all at once, but gradually, and that makes the tension crescendo work better than expected. Melissa Sozin builds Dialect with a vulnerability that doesn't ask for sympathy, and Ertan Saban contributes the kind of ambiguous presence that makes you unsure whether to trust his character. What might frustrate is that the pace of the first episodes is slower than the premise would suggest, and there are moments where the construction of Kanal 7 daily series weighs on the urgency of the central plot. But when Dialect finds its rhythm, the thriller works, a production worth following. Number 6. Zerhun. It all starts with a lie, and from there, nothing is ever the same. Zerhun takes us to Mardin to tell the story of the Sherzano Alara, a clan whose power has been hiding a trail of secrets and wounds for generations. Yaman, the eldest son, is the only one who wanted to live differently. He dared to marry who he loved, ignoring his father's pressure. The family destroyed that marriage and forced him into another. Years later, an accident erases his memory just as he was trying to find the daughter he didn't know he had. Zerhun disappears. The girl, Hayat, arrives at the mansion alone, and with her presence, everything the clan had built on lies begins to crumble. What works best in this series is Mardin. That city has a historical texture and a cinematography that few productions capture with that level of authenticity. The supporting cast holds the family tension well. What doesn't fully convince is the use of memory loss as a narrative device, a genre cliché that isn't used with enough originality here. The pacing is also uneven. But for those who enjoy family drama with genuine weight and strong setting, Zerhun has enough to hook you. Number 5. My name is Alamaz. I don't know how to explain this without it sounding exaggerated, but this series affected me in a way I didn't expect. My Name is Alamaz arrives through TRT Tabi with a completely unprecedented premise in Turkish drama. A modern gynecologist, Alamaz, whose only real company in life is artificial intelligence, ends up involved in a love story with that same AI. The series doesn't try to resolve whether that type of relationship is possible or morally acceptable, but explores it honestly and without judgment. What matters is seeing how Alamaz, a woman who has built her life on the margins of conventional human connections, begins to confront the limitations and voids that model has imposed on her. Tabi's production gives the series an intimate aesthetic that works in its favor. The characters breathe, the conversations carry real weight. Yambertan Recevson's performance is what makes the premise work. Without her, the series doesn't hold up. The weak point is that there are episodes where the tone oscillates between serious drama and something more like a fable without always finding the balance. And for some viewers, the premise may ask too much suspension of disbelief, but My Name is Alamaz has enough personality to make you start watching. One of the most original bets in Turkish drama this season. Number 4. The Coach. If you ask me what to watch, if you want something completely different from the usual Turkish drama this season, this is my answer without hesitation. The Coach is the first Turkish digital series with a volleyball theme, and from the very first chapter, it proves the bet was worth it. Mehmet is a construction engineer whose life is turned upside down when his dying aunt, confusing him with his father, reveals a family secret that has been buried for years. The clue leads him to Istanbul's Ezgi Institute, where completely by accident, he becomes the coach of the women's volleyball team. What starts as a pretext to investigate transforms into something neither protagonist anticipated, a reason to stay. The coach's great merit is that it builds the bond between Mehmet and the players with a naturalness that's hard to fake. There are episodes where you laugh, and in the same moment something genuine moves you. The mix of comedy and drama works because the script doesn't force either tone. What might frustrate is that 10 episodes is too little for everything the series wanted to tell, and some secondary arcs end up rushed. But it closes in a way that leaves you wanting more. One of the most pleasant surprises of the season at Tabby. Number 3, Persona. I'm not the type who gets easily excited about Turkish crime thrillers, and then Persona appeared and changed my perspective. This Tabby production has a format I hadn't seen before in Turkish drama. Each episode is a completely independent case, a different mind, a different crime. Yiğit Dalu is a criminal psychology expert who works with the police, and Berku Turkolu is the reinstated detective who leads the investigations. What ties them together is that Yiğit will only communicate with her, and that dynamic creates an internal tension that perfectly complements the tension of each individual case. The technical quality of the production is well above the Turkish drama average. The interrogation room design, the use of space, the lighting, the music, everything collaborates to create an atmosphere that keeps you uncomfortably engaged in an intelligent way. Individual episodes have IMDb ratings exceeding 9 out of 10, confirming that some chapters feel like small works of art within the season. The weak point is that in some episodes, the psychological concepts are oversimplified for the general audience. But Persona is, without doubt, one of the boldest and best achieved bets in Turkish drama this year. If you have time for only one miniseries, make it this one. Number 2, Rise of Orhan. This series changed the way the world will continue seeing Turkish historical productions. Rise of Orhan arrives directly after the finale of Kuruluş Osman, one of the longest-running historical sagas in Turkish television, to continue the Ottoman Empire's epic from the perspective of Orhan Bey, Osman's son and the dynasty's second leader. The premise is powerful. Orhan doesn't just inherit a throne, he inherits the vision of a father who transformed a small Turkoman tribe into the embryo of an empire that would shape the world for centuries. What makes this continuation interesting is that Orhan has to build his own authority, not just defend his father's. That gives the character a dimension Osman never needed to claim. The production maintains the level of visual spectacle the previous saga consolidated. The battles have real scale, the 14th century setting is detailed with care, and the era's Anatolian internal political conflicts are treated seriously. The point of friction is that those who haven't watched Kuruluş Osman may get lost in the web of characters and alliances. And for saga veterans, there are arcs that feel familiar in their structure, but the production's ambition is completely real, and Rise of Orhan has everything to become another Turkish historical phenomenon. Number 1, Bound by Fate. This is one of those you put on just to see how it starts, and before you know it, it's 2 in the morning. Bound by Fate arrived in November as the season's most unexpected phenomenon. The first episode accumulated 18 million digital views before debuting on Kanal 7, and within weeks it became the most talked about Turkish drama internationally. The premise is simple in concept and devastating in execution. Ateş is a man marked by childhood trauma who returns with a calculated revenge plan. His weapon is a 187-day marriage to Merkin, the innocent daughter of his enemy, who is already promised to another man. What should be a cold, dispassionate instrument becomes the most emotionally complicated situation either of them has ever faced. What makes Bound by Fate a genuine phenomenon is the complexity of its protagonists. Ateş isn't just the bad guy with trauma. He has moments of clarity and collapse that force you to constantly reconsider him. And Merkan isn't a passive victim. She has character, clear limits, and the ability to surprise you when you least expect it. The chemistry between the two is among the most electric I've seen in recent seasons. The only real problem is the length, nearly 100 episodes, which means stretches where the story circles. But every chapter ends exactly when you least want it to. That's not accident, that's talent. And that is everything for today's video. In these recommendations, you will find the best of recent Turkish drama, from psychological thrillers in anthology format to audience phenomena with tens of millions of digital views. Let me know in the comments which of these series you've already started watching or which one caught your attention the most. Give it a like, share it with someone who loves Turkish drama, and subscribe so you don't miss anything coming up.